Hi, Hillary again. Here's a tune today called Shoes and Stockings. Alan Jabor wrote it, recorded Henry Reed playing this tune. I think he recorded him playing it in the key of A, even though he's saying it's in D, but it was in A, but Alan Jabor remembered him playing it before in G. So, who knows, but most people play this tune in G, and on banjo, it's just a regular open G tuning. I'll play it for you once, and then we'll break it down and show you how it goes. It's a really catchy, easy to hear and figure out tune, I think. So good for transitioning into learning by ear. You can try to hear where those chord changes are and so forth. You're going to be using a 1, which will be your G, a 4, which is your C chord, and a 5, which is your D7 chord. Okay. One more time. Shoes and Stockings. So here's how we'll play it. I've never taught this tune. So let's start on this note. It's nice to bring out your 4th string every once in a while. I really enjoy that. So and that's a lead-in note. So your downbeat, your first beat of the tune is the next one. Now here you have a choice. You notice I did it 2 ways. Now, if we do it that way, that's just a matter of 2nd string. It's going to be a pull off, and then you put your finger right back on it and hit it. And then an open 1st string, diddy. So, or, want to be cool. Okay. So what I did was kind of a slurry little slide. Sliding down, diddy. Or you could go, or, so you got a lot of choices there. Okay, there's your first line. So the 2nd line starts the same. So it's the beginning of your 2nd line. So 3rd string open, 2nd string open, pull off. That's on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Now make your D7 chord, your 5 chord. Bum diddy, pull off diddy, bum diddy. So here's the first 2 lines. Okay, and as so often happens, your 3rd line is just like your 1st line. So you can either play it exactly like your 1st line, or you can use one of those little variations like I just did. Here's the 4th line. Hammer on diddy, hammer on diddy. Okay, drop, thumb, slide, and I often and slide. You could just, or, so just, you don't have to slide that note. Just drop, and there we go. Third string, second fret, and then bum diddy bum diddy. So here's the whole first part. So when I'm transitioning from the A1 to the A2 of the tune, the first time through the A part to the second time through the A part, we've just done this drop thumb. Now instead of this, like we started the tune with that lead-in note, that's what I do. Bum diddy bum, slide bum diddy bum, bum dum dum. So it's hammer on diddy, drop thumb bum, bum diddy bum, slide, and that's fourth string. It's about the second fret to the fourth fret, and then you hit in the third string, and it's your beginning note of the tune. Now the second time, just end it like that, and don't do that transition. So that's the whole A part. Bum diddy bum bum. Now there's your lead-in note to the B to the B part. It's just your open string. So when I say your lead-in note, I mean it's a note that's really attached to the end of the last part, not the beginning, because the downbeat, the part you would be tapping your foot on is this note, not this note. So it's 5, 7, 5, 7, 9, open. Okay, then here's where your 4 chord. Then you make your C chord. You can make a partial C if you want, but you know what? You should get in the habit of making a full C. Up to you. C chord, your 4 chord. That's your second string, just open, bum diddy. Now, you can do this next part a little bit differently, depending on how you want to do it. It's a 5 chord, a D7 chord. Bum. You could just go bum diddy bum diddy. I'm leaving this chord on. I'm hitting the third string diddy and the first string. What I like to do, because it follows the melody of the fiddler that I play this with sometimes. What I'm doing is I'm doing pull off bum. That's your second string. Bum diddy. So. Or. So whichever one is, if you're going to get all hung up in this and it's driving you crazy, just go bum diddy bum diddy. Believe me, it'll fit fine with what the fiddle you're playing with or whatever. Then this time it's bum bum diddy, pull off bum bum diddy. It's a C chord, second string, open. Now, so often in a G or an A, when you're playing this 5, you're also going to need this note down here, your 4th string, 4th fret. Pull off bum bum diddy. Now, if that doesn't feel super natural and easy for you, well, join the club, but it's a really good idea to get used to going, because it's going to come into play in a zillion tunes. So, pull off bum bum, pull off bum bum diddy. Now, once again, as I said lots of times, don't get confused by the fact that my finger and thumb come together sometimes. I'm not actually bracing my finger with my thumb, and you shouldn't either. It just my hand just kind of naturally does this when it plays. I don't know why. as you're doing this, you want a little variation. It's super, super easy and no skin off anybody's butt. Here we go. Pull off, ditty, pull off, ditty, pull off, ditty, bum. Yeah. Or I would just stay with. I would use this one. Pull off, ditty, bum, 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 ditty, and then your C chord. Anyway, there you have Shoes and Stockings. When you get to the end of that B part, you can do that, or you can play that first note. Now you notice I think I did something different there that I didn't show you. I just went. What I showed you. That's just a hammer on here. Which all shows to Goya that there's more than one way to play a tune. And even when you're playing it, there's more than one way to play a tune, and which is where some of the fun comes in. Which is why I always try to show you some little variations and explain that, you know, almost anywhere you want to, you can just put a pull off or a hammer on instead of hitting the note straight on, and just have fun with it. Shoes and Stockings.